Great. Okay, thank you so much, Simi. I appreciate that. And welcome. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever it is for everybody. Just appreciate you being here and sharing your time with us. So I'm going to share my screen. I do have a PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to go through. And I am totally fine if you have questions as we are going along. I probably won't be able to see you because I'm looking at the large screen of my presentation, but just call it out. So please feel free to interrupt me no matter what. So hopefully you can all see my screen.
Yes.
And let me get rid of this little floating thing here. So hidden secrets of California. Some of you are from California and it might be not so much of a secret, some of these things, but for many of you, I hope it's something interesting. I hope it's something that you go, wow, I didn't know about this, or, you know, just something of interest if you ever come to California in the future. So one of the main themes of tonight for this presentation is the theme is right now. And I say right now because right now, many of these places and things that I'm going to show you, this is their prime season. So if you're in California, this would be the perfect time to see many of these things. And I'll make a verbal note of that as I kind of click going on. So let's get started. Let me click here. Okay, so a lot of these pictures, I'm sure you are already familiar with, whether you live in California or not. So California obviously is a fabulous place with lots of wonderful places, specific places to go. And of course, you've heard of Disneyland, Hollywood with the big sign on the mountain, all of our wonderful beaches, San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge, Yosemite, a beautiful national park. But above and beyond all of these fabulous places that are so well known, there are many places that a lot of people don't know about. So we're going to take a look at some of these places, and we're going to go from North California to Southern California, and then from east to west. So it's a little bit geographically desirable and easy to follow. So with that in mind, let's go to the first place. So Glass Beach is in Fort Bragg, and Fort Bragg is located on the coast of California between, let's say, San Francisco and the Oregon border. So it's right there, and there is beautiful sea glass there. You've seen probably lots of jewelry with made out of sea glass, but you can walk this beach and you can pick up some beautiful glass pieces. And of course, a lot of people do that. Now, what was interesting about this beach, Glass Beach, is that it actually used to be a trash dump. So a lot of the glass that you see here has been, you know, gone over with the waves and made into these beautiful, beautiful stones. And the adage, you know, one man's junk is another man's treasure. I think this is a perfect point about proving that situation. So Glass Beach, fabulous place to go. Obviously, a good time to go is after a high tide the next morning, when things that were in the water are now washed up on the beach. And of course, that's true for shells as well, as we know. So that's our first destination, Fort Bragg, Glass Beach. Second, as we kind of come down the coast a little bit to Napa Valley, which you might be familiar with. It's a wonderful area full of beautiful wine grapes and wineries, and you could go on several tours. But one of the things that you also can do, which is a little off the beaten path, is you could do a mud bath. Minerals in mud bath are so good for your skin to help detoxify your body, to help with any kind of sore muscles. It's very strange when you go into these mud baths. They're a bit warm, so it's warmer than a jacuzzi. But when you sit on top of them, you can actually, they will support you, but then you start sinking. And that's a weird feeling, almost like quicksand, but it's very relaxing. They have people that come in and put washcloths on your head, maybe feed or help you with a little bit of a drink of water, but it's wonderful. And this is just about a 45-minute drive north of San Francisco. So those are Calistoga's Mud Baths, which is an amazing place to go and try. You should at least try it once. Anyway, while you're there, and after your skin is totally perfect, of course, you can go to a wonderful, fabulous restaurant called French Laundry. Now, to get into French Laundry, if you're going to California next October, let's say as an example, you want to put your reservation in now because it's very renowned. It gets filled up quick, and it's in Yountville, which again, all these things, the wineries, the mud baths, everything is kind of in that same area. So I highly recommend French Laundry, a 3-star Michelin star French California restaurant. Here's an example of one of the dishes that they have there. Of course, it's about the design, not the quantity. So that's something to keep in mind too, but it is an absolutely extraordinary experience to click in. Now, if your budget doesn't support that $200 a plate meal, as it is sometimes, then, and they usually have like a tasting menu with maybe 9 or 10 different dishes. So you buy the tasting menu and it's just spectacular. You're there for 3+ hours. If that's not your cup of tea, so to speak, you can go down a little bit south and still in Napa Valley, where all these wonderful wineries are and mud baths. And you can go to the Culinary Institute of America, and you can go and have a wonderful meal, many courses, just like French Laundry, maybe not as many, but less expensive. And these are all students that dream about being chefs at French Laundry and some of the more amazing restaurants around the world. So you can go there, beautiful location, gorgeous, almost like a castle kind of building. And the people there that are going to the Institute are being trained to be chefs. So very amazing food. As you can see here, there's lots of creativity and beautifully designed dishes. So again, something to click into if you're up in that Northern California area. So as we continue a little bit down the coast, now we are going to Moaning Caverns Adventure Park. This is a really cool place, but don't go in there if you're claustrophobic. This would not be a good place to go. So there's basically 2 tours. You can kind of go up and down this 144 spiral staircase, which is kind of fun, more open, or you can go spelunking, I think is the right term for crawling on your stomach in and out of different caves. And it's really an amazing experience, totally fun. And you can choose, the half-day spelunking, or I think you can choose the spiral staircase tour. But in any case,
Laura?
yes.
There is a gray bar on the screen on the pictures. Excuse me.
A gray bar. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't see it on my screen. I'm not sure. Does everyone have a gray bar over the picture?
Yes, it's over the top, and I think it's like an instructional thing for the host, Laura.
Yeah, did it go away?
There you go, it just moved.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I got rid of it once. Okay, I didn't
Yeah,
realize
you
it
need
was
to, yeah,
back.
there you go. Thank
I
you.
apologize.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you for
Good.
mentioning that. We certainly don't want to take away any of the images that you're seeing because you don't know what could be up in that corner that I need you to look at. So again, this is a great place. It's something unique. The largest single cave chamber of underground adventure, and it's fantabulous. So just like the spelunkers, you have the helmet with the light and you're crawling. So definitely a very cool place to go in Vallecito, California, which again is Northern California. Okay. All right, so now let's go south to Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. There are 2 of all the other wonderful things in Golden Gate Park. There are 2 windmills that were put up at the end of the 19th century, And they put these windmills up because, again, Golden Gate Park was now this huge area that was, set up for being a park for the public. And the water bill was going to be extravagant. So they built these windmills. They were actually working windmills at one time, used to pump the groundwater to be able to irrigate all the beautiful flowers in the park. So one's called the Dutch windmill, the other is called the Murphy windmill. So if you're in Golden Gate Park, it's definitely worth your time and effort because they also are surrounded by these beautiful plants. So please, if you're in Golden Gate Park in San Francisco, stop by the windmills. They're just absolutely beautiful to look at. So again, over 100 years old.
Laura, can I interrupt you, please?
Sure.
You started with number 1, Glass Beach, number 2, Mud Baths in Calistoga, and then Moaning Cave Park is number 5. Can you tell me what happened to 3 and 4?
Oh, I'm sure I just didn't number them because I changed things around a bit. So
Oh,
I apologize for that.
Because I was putting the number down. Now we're on 7 and I'm like, okay, all right, never mind. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you may see one that says number 4 and 5 in
Okay.
a few minutes. So
Okay.
I'll
We were
fix that
checking to
before
make
the
sure we were
next,
paying attention.
presentation.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. So now we're driving south of San Francisco on Highway 1, and we are at the 17-mile drive. So this is such a beautiful drive on the Monterey Peninsula. Monterey Carmel is a beautiful tourist destination. And of course, if you're a golfer, you know about Pebble Beach. So and this 17-mile drive goes, through the entrance of Pebble Beach. What's amazing, and if you haven't played at Pebble Beach and you want to, that's going to set you back about $625 for a round of golf. But you're playing on the most beautiful and popular golf course that probably has ever existed, except for some in Ireland, of course, in Scotland. Anyway, so 17-mile drive, you have beautiful cypress trees. There's a gorgeous forest. There's just amazing things. You can make several stops. There's photography stops. There's stops where you can walk on the beach. And it is absolutely gorgeous. If you have time and you're driving on the US 1 South to go to different other areas in Central California. And I do have a little video of the 17-mile drive. It's just a minute or so, so I'm going to play it for you. Pebble Beach. Okay, just a quick little. Oh, and there's that darn thing again. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So it just gives you a little idea of what you can do when you're up in Monterey Carmel. So now we're driving further on US 1. We're almost to Hearst Castle, which is a very well-known place for visitors to go in California. We're not going to talk about that today, but we're going to talk about what's right before that, and those are the elephant seals. Now, these guys, the guys, weigh between 4,000 and 5,000 pounds each. They have that, proverbial kind of snout kind of thing that bounces up and down as they kind of walk in and out of the water. And the females are much smaller at only 900 to 1,800 pounds. Pretty big, right? And at different times during the year, you can go any time of the year. Right now, there's not a lot on the beach. Everybody's out kind of swimming around. Pretty soon, everyone's going to come back on the beach, probably next month. And then the males are going to fight for dominance. And that is amazing to see. I also have a video, a short video of that we'll watch in a second. But this is right at San Simeon, which again, it's just a little ways down for Hearst Castle. So if you're going to Hearst Castle, you have to go up and see the elephant seals. And when they have their babies in January, February, around that time, oh, that's amazing to see too. But the elephant seals, it's a unique thing north of Hearst Castle. So let's watch a quick video and you can see exactly what these guys look like. And they're, when the males do their, domination kind of sound, it sounds as deep as a lion roaring. It's amazing. You could hear it probably a mile away. So here's just a little bit of a video. Sorry, when somebody new comes in, those babies are probably maybe a month old.
Off my back.
And of course, the guy coming up from the water says, "This is my harem, not yours. You better skedaddle out of here." Anyway, it's very interesting to see these guys and kind of how they operate, especially with the babies. Okay, I won't keep going on that because it's just more of the same. Okay. Oops, sorry. Okay, here we go. So now we're moving a little bit more south. Now we've come to Shell Beach and the Chapman Estate. Now the Chapman Estate, Clifford Chapman owned a local jewelry store in San Luis Obispo, and he bought this property. It was several different properties, and just an amazing property. It has a lighthouse, it has a windmill, the windmill over to, can you see where I'm pointing with my pointer?
Yes.
Is that okay? So that's the swimming pool. Now the swimming pool, and this is, back a few years before solar and everything was kind of in, modern the way that it is now. But right here, there are black pipes that the pool water generates and flows through that was powered by this windmill. So it's very interesting. This is above the cliffs over the ocean. Right now, remember I told you the theme of what we're seeing right now is the time to go to all these places. There are two wonderful things that are happening at this Chapman Estate. Again, you have to really know about this in order to be able to tour it. They're turning it into a museum inside with all of the amazing art pieces. It's like a little mini Hearst Castle really inside. And when the gentleman died who owns it, he willed it to the city of Pismo Beach. So that was an amazing thing because he said, he always threw these lavish parties and just amazing events on the estate. And he said, you know, when I die, I'd still like people to enjoy this in the community. And he just was such a wonderful people-oriented person. So he donated the whole estate and everything inside of it to the city of Pismo Beach. Now, one of the other things that is featured in this estate, and it's right here in this building, and I'm going to show you in a video next, is one of the most renowned begonia collections in the United States. Here, begonias are very hard to grow, and you will see in my next video, because this is a video I did, I think last year, I did it about the begonias and how hard they are to grow. So at the Chapman House, you have a beautiful renowned collection of begonias. So here's my video I did last year. Here I am at the Begonia House of the Chapman Estate in Shell Beach. And just take a look at what I'm looking at. This is incredible. Begonias are one of the hardest flowers to maintain. They have to be put to bed in another month or so. Look at these white ones. Oh. And then they have to be put in special soil. Then they wake up in March, and you have to clip the female parts off so the male parts can grow. Sounds kind of weird, but it's amazing. Check this out. Look how beautiful these are. This whole place is just a giant begonia collection. So beautiful. Anyway, thought I'd share that with everybody on this beautiful Saturday. Here's my favorite color, yellow. Okay. Here I am. Oh, let's see what happened here. There we go. So that begonia collection is quite astounding. And again, the theme of our talk today, right now, all the begonias are in bloom and they're absolutely gorgeous. So now let's drive down the 101, the main freeway in that connects San Luis Obispo County, where the Chapman House was, with Santa Barbara County. Now you are in Montecito. Now Montecito has a very unique property, 37-acre private property called Lotus Land. There are over 35,000 plants. There was an opera singer from Poland. Her name was Madame Ganna-Wolska, and she bought this property and had enough money at the time. She was by herself, and she said, I want something where I can have different, different exciting landscape themes on my property. So there's a beautiful Japanese, like a tea house and garden. There's a fern garden. There's a cactus garden. There's all these different things. And if you look at this waterfall that was over the pool, the shells that are here, these 3 shells, you can't even find big clams like that anymore in the ocean. They don't even have those anymore. But at that time, she was able to find those and just create this beautiful custom garden. This is something that anybody can go to visit. They have memberships where you can go, you can walk around on your own, or you can have a docent take you around, and it's absolutely stunning. If you want to go, you can just go on your own and sit with a good book and your lunch, whatever you'd like. But again, this is very unique in Montecito. She brought plants from all over the world to this beautiful garden, and it's still thriving today. So again, Lotus Land. Okay, now let's move a little bit east. We're still going south on the 101. We are in Santa Paula. Now, Santa Paula has a unique thing here. So on this railroad, you can get a little car like this. You can bring your lunch and snacks, whatever you want. There are 2 tours that you can go on. There is a 3-hour, 17-mile journey, or you can do a shorter tour, and this is called Rail Bikes, and that's 10 miles and takes about an hour and a half. So this is a great way to spend the day. Santa Paula has some kind of eclectic stores and restaurants, and is very close to Ventura, which is one of the famous beach areas in California. So again, something kind of fun and interesting that you can do that's very unique and different. A lot of people don't know about in Santa Paula. Okay, So now we're going to go a little bit east and we're going to go to Big Bear Mountain. One of the really cool things about California is that you can be up in the mountains for, the morning, and then you could drive to the desert in the afternoon. And I've actually done that, where I've been up in the mountains and then I drove to Vegas and there was still snow on my car just for about 10 minutes in Vegas. But I did do both things in the same day. So of course, Big Bear Mountain has great ski runs, Black Diamond, all beginners, whatever. But in the summertime, this is what I like. There's a beautiful lake, Big Bear Lake, at the bottom of the hill. And what you can do in the summer is you take a bike, you can rent bikes, what have you, and you put them on the back of the ski lift. So that one goes up first. You're in the chair behind that one. You go up the mountain, you have these incredible, gorgeous views, and you can choose one of several different ways to get down the mountain. If you're more adventurous and more experienced with mountain biking, you can do a single track trail. As you can see at the bottom photo here, there are beautiful berms. There's little bridges that you can go over. It's a lot of fun. Or you can choose one of several fire roads that you can go down a little bit more mellower. And it's just a beautiful way. There's a gorgeous lodge up at the top of the lift, and you can hang out there. And it takes about an hour to go down the fire road if that's what you're choosing, but gorgeous views and just a lot of fun in the summer. So a ski resort that has this wonderful summer feature, great thing to click in with. So they also, of course, if you get to the bottom of the hill, there's the lake. You can go fishing, whatever you want on the lake, because it's very beautiful. And in the summer, right now, the lake is great to swim in. So anyway, that's Big Bear. Really cool place to go. Okay, so now we're going south again, and we are in Hollywood. This is the Magic Castle in Hollywood. If you haven't been there, this is a private club. If you're interested in coming to this, please let me know, and I have a couple connections to get you in the door. So when you go in, which is going to be kind of over here, you go into the small room, and you have to say, what do you think are the magic words to open up the wall to get into the next room? It starts with the word open. Open sesame? Yes, that's it. So open sesame will get you into the next room. Now at the Magic Castle, they have close-up magic where you can go and literally, just like you're looking at your computer keyboard, that's how close the magic is to you. And I promise you will not be able to figure out what the magician is doing. I've tried so many times, and I'm not looking at his, or her distracting hand. I'm looking right at whatever's in front of me, and I still can't figure it out. Or you can go to the big showroom, and they have bigger shows like you'd see in Las Vegas or something like that. You can have dinner there, which is wonderful. And each one has its own bar of each room. So that's kind of nice too. Now, the other cool thing is there's a player piano right when you get into the Magic Castle. And you can just say, I forget her name, I think it's Irma or something like that. You could say, hey, Irma, tell me about the men in your life. And then there'll be like a blues song, like He Did Me Wrong or something. So it just automatically plays, which is really cool. So kind of magic player piano as well. So again, if you're interested in that, it's a very interesting evening, and the magic is just superb. The Magic Castle in Hollywood, California. Okay, so now we're down in San Diego area. Couple very fun things in San Diego. The first thing is La Jolla Shores, which is a very high-end part of San Diego. La Jolla has amazing cliffside restaurants and wonderful shopping areas, art galleries and things. If you want to do something really fun before you have a nice dinner in La Jolla, you can swim with the leopard sharks. Oh boy, everybody says, I don't know if I want to do that. Well, it is so much fun. And of course, right now is a good time to do that because the leopard sharks are there. Now you're swimming in about 4 feet of water. The best way to see the leopard sharks, because they don't, oh, and by the way, they have little tiny mouths like this that eat shrimp, you know, different crustaceans, and they don't eat people and they don't bite. So you don't have to be scared of them, but you can put that on your bucket list. Hey, I swam with sharks. So you're in about 4 feet of water. The best thing to do is just hover. Let the water take you over to the, if you see some sharks, let the water just, you know, take you there. If you start kicking, the sharks are going to move away from you. So the best thing is to try to remain still, have your mask and snorkel in place, and just watch them. And it's very interesting and very unique. So again, this is the best time to see them right now, La Jolla Shores. Okay, also in La Jolla is an amazing speakeasy. It's called Raised by Wolves. And if you look at it, it looks quite spectacular, right? Well, to get there, you have to go through what looks like a liquor store in the early 1900s. And you go in there, there's 2 chairs in front of the fireplace. You sit in the chairs, all of a sudden you get twisted around like a secret room, and there you are in the speakeasy. So that has been ranked one of America's best bars. This is a couple of years ago, but it is an amazing speakeasy. And of course, all your fun, exciting cocktails are there and just really interesting people. And if you see this, it looks like it's a water, almost a water fountain, waterfall kind of thing, but very unique. So again, we know about the concepts of speakeasies, what they were, you know, how people could go and have drinks that were kind of hidden. So this is one in La Jolla, California. Okay, so now we're going to move east. We're almost done, to folks, so that's good. Now we're at lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, right? From a famous movie that we all know and love. So this is an exotic animal rescue place. They have bears, they have lions, they have tigers, they have other things, they have wolves. It is in Alpine, California. So what we did is we were in La Jolla. Now we get on Interstate 8, which takes us from west to east, and we go about, 45 minutes to an hour. And now we're in Alpine, California for lions and tigers and bears. What's really cool about this place is you can, for a little extra money, you can feed a tiger, a bear, a lion yourself. If you look at the bottom picture, this person has a long pole and there's a little bit of meat or something at the end of this pole, and they're feeding this tiger. And that is really unique and really interesting to do. And again, that could cross off your bucket list. I fed a tiger. So I hand fed a tiger. Anyway, it's a great place. They also have a place that you can stay there. So you can stay overnight, which of course allows you to kind of hang with the animals a little bit more, but it's a wonderful place to go. And they do a great job with taking a lot of animals in some states where these big animals are still legal, unfortunately, but then people, you know, give them up or don't want them anymore. Lions and tigers and bears can definitely rescue them and does. So great nonprofit organization to support, but also an exciting place for you to go and do something unique. Okay. All right. And I always like to end my presentation with this Tacos El Gordo. Tacos El Gordo serves fantabulous tacos. Everything's handmade. If you can see here, I think there's carne asada, there's chicken or something, and vegetarian. They have great vegetarian tacos as well. And you can get this in San Diego, and they also have one in Las Vegas. And there's always a line. I think it's 24 hours a day, of course, in Las Vegas, like everything is. And there's always a line, even like at 3 in the morning. So it's definitely a great place, and just something to click in that, again, a lot of people don't know about, but if you want good local stuff, they've been in business over 50 years. All right, and my last slide, of course, which is me. If you are coming to California, I am happy to help you create a fun agenda with some of these things or even more. I could probably do about 6 presentations of Hidden Secrets of California. So there's a lot of very fun places. Feel free to contact me, and I'd love to meet up with you as well. So be adventurous, be an explorer, get off the couch. That's my theme. And of course, the other theme, go right now. Everything is in its prime right now. So that's it. So I'm going to stop sharing, and I'll open it up to any questions anybody has.